I spoke to Michael about it. I mean, he's excited about it. I think for him, it means he's got to stay current. He watches a lot of basketball, and you know, he knows it's what defines him still. I think fans are going to enjoy hearing his take, you know, on the modern league.
Michael Jordan is stepping back into the NBA spotlight, but this time it is not as a player, an owner, or even a documentary subject. The commissioner of the NBA, Adam Silver, has confirmed that the legend himself will be giving reviews on current NBA games and players. For fans, this is groundbreaking news. Jordan has always been someone whose words carry massive weight, not just because of what he accomplished on the court, but because of how rarely he speaks publicly about the modern league. His silence has made his voice even more valuable. Now imagine the GOAT himself analyzing today's stars, from LeBron James and Kevin Durant to Steph Curry and Giannis Antetokounmpo. This is going to be something special. Before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dives into the biggest NBA stories. And don't forget to like this video, because today we are breaking down why Michael Jordan's upcoming reviews might completely shift how fans and players view the modern NBA. The first thing Adam Silver highlighted was just how difficult it is to get Michael Jordan to commit to projects. This is a man who has lived in the public eye for decades, yet he has always chosen his moments carefully. Jordan is not like many of today's stars who are constantly active on social media or willing to do interviews every other week. Instead, he values his privacy and only speaks when there is a real purpose behind it. That is why Adam Silver himself admitted he did not think Jordan would agree to this idea of reviewing NBA games. For Silver to express that publicly shows just how rare and important this moment is. Jordan's reputation for being selective makes this upcoming commitment even more exciting. Fans can trust that if Michael is doing this, it is not because of pressure or money. It is because he genuinely wants to. It speaks volumes about his respect for the game and his willingness to step into the conversation at a time when the league is evolving quickly. From a cultural perspective, this tells us that Jordan understands his legacy, but also recognizes the importance of shaping how fans engage with basketball today. For players, it means the GOAT himself will be watching and commenting, and that could influence how they play. When Jordan speaks, people listen, and the rarity of his public commitments only magnifies the significance of this new role.
There's just this announcement they're bringing him back. I mean, they told me they were going to try, and I said, good luck. I honestly didn't think he was going to do it.
Adam Silver then reminded everyone of how long it took to convince Michael Jordan to do the Last Dance documentary. That project became a global phenomenon, released during the pandemic, giving fans unprecedented access to Jordan's mindset, competitiveness, and leadership. But the key point is that it took decades to get him to say yes. That documentary was filmed in the 1990s, and yet Jordan sat on the footage until the timing felt right. This shows that Michael does not simply chase attention. He carefully guards his image, only allowing projects that reflect his values and maintain his standard of excellence. The fact that he is now agreeing to give regular reviews of NBA games signals a major shift. It suggests that Jordan feels the moment is right to weigh in on the modern league. Just as The Last Dance became a cultural moment, Jordan's reviews could become a weekly or monthly spectacle where fans and analysts hang on his every word. And if the documentary proved anything, it is that Michael knows how to captivate audiences. People did not just watch The Last Dance for nostalgia. They watched because it gave unfiltered insight into the mind of one of the greatest competitors ever. That same energy will now carry into his reviews. Imagine him breaking down a playoff series or critiquing a star player's mentality. It would not just entertain, it would educate. Jordan's voice is timeless, and like The Last Dance, his involvement could once again elevate basketball conversations around the world.
You know, it took us, as you know, decades to convince him to do the documentary.
What makes this development even more interesting is that Jordan himself seems genuinely excited about the opportunity. According to Adam Silver, this is not a reluctant agreement or a forced role. Instead, Jordan sees it as a way to stay current. For someone who has already cemented his legacy, staying current is not about protecting his status. It is about continuing to engage with the game he loves. This also tells us a lot about Michael's competitiveness. Even in retirement, he does not want to fade into irrelevance. He still wants his perspective to matter. And in today's NBA, where younger generations debate constantly about whether LeBron James or Steph Curry rivals his legacy, Jordan stepping forward to talk about the current league feels strategic. It is a way of reminding everyone that the standard he set is still the bar by which greatness is measured. On a broader level, his excitement reflects a deeper passion for basketball. He has built businesses, he has owned teams, he has conquered every challenge, yet he still wants to sit down and analyze a regular NBA game. That shows authenticity. Fans will respect that because it proves Jordan's connection to the game is not just about money or fame, it is about genuine love. His decision to stay current ensures his relevance across multiple generations. Young fans who never saw him play will now get to experience his perspective firsthand. That is powerful because it bridges eras and creates a direct connection between the GOAT and the stars of today.
I spoke to Michael about it. I mean, he's excited about it. I think for him, it means he's got to stay current.
Adam Silver emphasized that Michael Jordan is not doing this casually. He is passionate about basketball being played the right way, which has always been one of his strongest beliefs. Throughout his career, Jordan demanded excellence from himself and his teammates, often clashing with them to bring out their best. That same mentality will likely shape his reviews. When Jordan critiques a player, it will not be about numbers alone. It will be about effort, discipline, and competitiveness. This is a man who despises shortcuts and expects the highest level of professionalism. So when he praises someone, fans will know it is genuine. And when he criticizes, it will cut deep because it comes from someone who has lived the highest standard. Adam Silver also pointed out that Jordan continues to have a massive business presence through the Jordan brand. That is not just a financial empire, it is a cultural one. The Jordan brand thrives because of what Michael represents: authentic greatness, hard work, and style. His reviews will extend that influence by tying his business legacy directly back to the game itself. It shows that Jordan is still invested, not just as a brand owner, but as a basketball mind who cares about how the sport is evolving. That authenticity makes his involvement credible. He is not doing this for clout. He is doing it because it aligns with who he is. Fans will not just hear from the greatest player, they will hear from someone who genuinely wants to preserve the integrity of the game.
He's so passionate about it. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I mean, he wants the game to be played the right way.
When Adam Silver points out that Michael Jordan continues to watch a lot of basketball and still knows what defines him, it is a powerful reminder that Jordan has never drifted away from the very essence of what made him the greatest. Jordan is not a legend who detached himself from the game once he retired. Instead, he has remained tethered to the sport, constantly observing, studying, and analyzing the modern league. That tells you everything about his mentality. Jordan has always been a student of basketball, but more importantly, he has always known his identity. He was defined by his hunger, his will to dominate, his refusal to settle for mediocrity, and that is something that has not faded with time. Even as an owner, an observer, and an icon, Jordan continues to live by the same standards that once made him the most feared man on the court. When Silver says Jordan knows what defines him, it reinforces that Jordan's greatness is not bound to the 6 rings or the scoring titles. It is rooted in an unshakable understanding of self. No matter how much the game evolves, Jordan never loses sight of what makes him who he is, and that is why his name still carries more weight than any other player in history.
He watches a lot of basketball, and he knows it's what defines him still.
Adam Silver's comment about social media racking up 1 billion views since the finals began highlights the immense global reach of the modern NBA. But here is the thing: that global explosion of basketball culture did not start with social media. It started with Michael Jordan. Before the age of hashtags, before YouTube highlights, before Instagram reels, Jordan was a one-man social media movement without ever touching a smartphone. He made basketball universal. He turned NBA games into worldwide events. Air Jordan shoes, Be Like Mike commercials, Olympic Dream Team dominance. Those were the original viral moments before the internet even had the chance to go viral. Silver's acknowledgement of today's numbers is impressive, but it would be dishonest to ignore the foundation. The billions of views today are possible because Jordan gave the NBA its first taste of global domination. Social media may amplify today's stars, but it is echoing a stage that Jordan built. He remains the template for how the league markets itself, how it sells its stars, and how it connects across continents. When fans click and share highlights of today's finals, they are participating in a culture that Jordan made possible. He remains the architect of NBA global fame.
Social media is high on our priority list. I mean, first of all, we've had something like 1 billion views so globally on social media since the finals have started, but also, to get back to your ratings point.
When Adam Silver mentions that fans will enjoy hearing Michael Jordan's take on the modern league, he is speaking to the timeless weight of Jordan's voice. Think about it. The greatest player ever does not need to speak often, but when he does, the basketball world listens. That is influence. Jordan's analysis is not just commentary, it is scripture. Fans crave his perspective because they know it comes from someone who has walked the path of perfection, someone who played at the highest level and never faltered under pressure. His opinion resonates in ways no analyst or modern player could ever replicate because Jordan embodies the standard everyone else is measured against. When he speaks about today's stars, about the direction of the league, or about the style of play, it is not nostalgia. It is wisdom carved out of battles, championships, and a relentless pursuit of greatness. Fans enjoy hearing his take because Jordan still sets the bar. His approval validates, his criticism challenges, and his insight educates. No matter how many highlight reels social media churns out, Jordan's voice cuts through it all because fans know they are hearing from the true architect of basketball excellence.
I think fans are going to enjoy hearing his take on the modern league.
Adam Silver's words underline what the world already knows. Michael Jordan is not just a figure of the past. He is a living presence in the game, a standard bearer whose relevance has not dimmed with age or retirement. He continues to study the game, to understand his own definition, and to remain the voice fans eagerly want to hear. Social media may flood our timelines with billions of clips, but Jordan's legacy was global, long before the internet connected us. Every viral dunk, every worldwide headline, every conversation about greatness still carries his fingerprints. And when he speaks, fans stop and listen because his word carries the authority of a king whose throne has never been claimed. Michael Jordan is not simply the greatest player of all time. He is basketball itself, past, present, and future.